All right, all right. Now it is time to begin the Darkest House. That is our Blue Rose campaign that we are playing here, and we are here with our three people traveling to the library in Guilford Falls. As we pulled up, we saw that there was a car already there. Nice black car with tinted windows. And we're curious about precisely what this could or could not be. Though our characters hadn't seen that as they were on their way. And with that, after a kind of night of robbing and near murder, our characters certainly resisting arrest and assaulting an authority figures and high-speed chases. And defamation of character. Our characters have found their way after cleaning up their hotel room here as they begin their approach. Is there anything all of you would like to do?
I did want to ask: is there music? I can't hear any. If there is, I just want
There
the
is
technical
music.
difficulty.
Can anyone else hear music?
It's slight.
I'll put a little bit more noticeable. Is that better?
I cannot hear it.
I'll give a second. It is actually at a low point right now, so give me a moment.
Okay, just checking.
I was trying to make me think I'm crazy because I was like, I swear I heard it.
You hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear.
Okay. Now can you hear that?
No.
Yes.
This whole stream is going to be this. Let's move on.
You really can't hear that right now, Jackie?
No, I don't hear anything, but it's all right.
Okay.
All right. So we just got to the library.
Yeah, you were driving there, so if you want to arrive now, you can.
Okay. I guess out of everybody here, Kelly is the only one present today who drives. So she'll drive us up to the library, probably listening to more folk music than 80s punk rock, whatever. But
Are you teaching me like you said you would?
Teaching you what?
How to drive.
Oh, you want her to teach you how to drive? Yeah, she'll teach you how to drive. So she this is definitely not sunshine and rainbows, Kelly. So Kelly is while she's behind the wheel is going to take the scenic route. And she kind of closes her eyes and her head kind of sways a bit. And she says, "The first rule of driving, Zav, is you have to feel the open road and the space around you. Really vibe with what's going on."
I feel like that'd be so much easier on a horse, because then you are actually exposed to the outside.
Well, they say that a car is like 4 horses.
I suppose. But I feel like it's more like an automated carriage.
Oh, you see that button?
Which button are you pointing at?
She's pointing to the air conditioner. Wait, there's no air conditioner. She's pointing to the tape deck.
Yes.
So all of these buttons do different things. Like the sideways triangle means that you can play music. The square means that you stop music.
Where are the
And-
musicians?
musicians are in the tape deck. They're currently playing the music we're listening to.
I see. That sounds similar to the crystals that are used to record things back on Eberron.
You know, they do say that there are certain crystals here that you can see things with.
How do you mean?
I don't know. I just hear things. Liza, have you ever heard about that?
Heard about what?
That there are magic crystals that you can look into and they'll help you see things?
Oh. Yeah, mother had one of those, but she wouldn't let me touch it.
Oh,
It was a giant crystal ball.
really? A crystal ball?
Uh-huh.
Were you able to see the future?
I wasn't allowed to touch it.
Well, but you were able to look at it, right?
I mean, I wasn't able to allow to use it, to look through it. She never really used it either.
Oh,
It just kind of sat there on the shelf.
It seems a waste if it allows you to see the future.
well, I mean, I guess if you stick around long enough, you'll see the future. We're all time travelers when you think about it. All heading forward 1 second at a time.
That's just called existing in the present.
It's called time travel. And it's groovy. So, when we get to the library, there are a couple of things you should know about libraries here. First thing is they really don't like when people talk.
Yes, as in most libraries, people are trying to concentrate.
Also, they use the Dewey Decimal System.
What does that mean?
It means that that's how you find the book you're looking for. So you can check it out with your library card. Probably have to get you both a library card.
Who is this Dewey person?
Oh, they just created the system.
What were we even looking in the library for?
Oh, right, I forgot. So we're going there because I know somebody that works there. There's this lady that works there. I met her a long time ago. She's really cool. And she invited me into her secret organization, a group of young people who hunted monsters. Right here in Ohio.
Why didn't you join them?
I did join them.
Why'd you leave them?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but I guess once I was out of the high school system, I was no longer really welcome into what was called the Bookworm Society. So I started traveling with a different group, and we also hunted monsters.
Oh. There were some fellows back on Eberron known as the Winchesters. I thought you were going to say it was something like that.
I don't know who they are.
They hunted monsters and the like.
Well, that's sort of like what we did. I was really good friends with one of them. She was a cheerleader. And then there was another one, this goth girl. And there was this other guy who really didn't like me very much, but we became friends. We actually teamed up, and we used my hairspray to create a huge flame of fire.
So a similar relationship to how you have with Nayland.
No, not exactly. Nayland and I get along great, actually.
Sometimes.
All the time. I'm always thinking about ways to really improve our friendship. Even right now.
What are you coming up with?
I was thinking maybe a walk in the park. We could go bird hunting. I mean, not hunting, but bird watching. I mean, I know she's a vegetarian, so
You know what she might like?
what?
A book from the library. Because she knows how to read now.
Good idea. I'll get her a book from the library. That's a fantastic idea, Lies.
Thank
Wait,
you.
what were we asking your contact at the library?
Okay, so we're hoping they know something about the house we went to. They might have some information about how to help us navigate that area. Because they know all the weird stuff that goes on in Ohio.
I see.
And I imagine they probably know some people who've been there before, or maybe they've even investigated it before. I don't know who's currently in the Bookworms, but maybe there are some of them there.
That would be convenient if they had answers.
Well, I guess this is it. She leads us toward the front of this huge library.
Then you enter, and the library itself, pretty simple. On the inside, it's a little bit modern. A few computers ready to input to go different places. You walk over a machine that determines if anyone steals a book without checking it out. Magnetic technology, and you're in the library.
All right, let's see if anybody's working here. Is there anybody behind the desk?
Yeah. The library thing says Miss Hoyt on her name tag.
Miss Hoyt?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who my contact was. I walk up to her. Hi.
Hello. Looks at you a little weirdly. Your friends. Ooh. New fashion. How can I help you?
Well, I used to hang out here a lot, and I knew the owner or the librarian. The
I'm
one,
a librarian.
right? No, the one that you take the elevator to meet.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, maybe this will help. And she reaches into her bag and takes out her Bookworms card.
He looks at it. Okay, I don't think I've seen one of those before.
Oh. Okay. This is awkward. This is the library, right? Like, y'all didn't change locations on me, right?
No. This is the Library of Guilford.
And you're sure nobody's in the elevator?
I mean, the elevator goes down to the basement.
Yeah. Can I take the elevator?
I guess, if you want to.
Great. Okay. All right. Unless you two want to look around up here, I do remember I had to take the library to meet the lady.
What's in the basement?
Well, there's this whole world down there. They have cases and books and jars filled with all sorts of unspeakable things, like eyeballs and claws and demon parts.
Wait, is this like where Jeb is? I forget the name of that pocket dimension.
No,
You said it leads to another world.
okay, yeah, no, I mean, it's like a secret society world.
Oh. Well, I guess let's go there.
Great. Thank you, Mrs. Hoyt.
Welcome, dear.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to this elevator. I don't remember anything.
Okay.
Would have tried my card to see if that, because I can't remember if I needed to use the card here or if it was somewhere else, but I'm gonna try it here.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay, so I'll just get on and hit
Okay.
B for
Okay.
basement.
You hit B, and the door closes, and that's when your card has a soft glow on it.
Oh,
And you notice the back elevator doors open to another elevator.
yeah. Okay. Yep, this is it.
Okay. Strange.
Get on that one.
And that one has a what looks like a series of locked places, but there is a button that says B2.
Oh, right. I do remember that. And so she hits B2.
Was it like the basement below the basement?
Exactly.
But it's secret from the people that are aware of just the basement.
Right.
Wouldn't they notice people coming regularly and not being found?
No, they come back out. I mean, the only way out of there, I think, is to go back the way we came.
No, yes, but is there not a librarian that, walks to make sure that people aren't getting into up to no good, and then realizing that the people that they let in aren't actually anywhere to be seen?
Zav, this place is a lot bigger than I remember. I always thought it was like a 5-shelf room, and I know there was a telephone and there was like a counter, but wow. This is crazy.
Maybe the memory got split between you and other Kelly, and so you each have like half, and so you only got like the foyer, and she got the rest of it.
That is a logical explanation.
So who is it here that you're?
The library lady.
I have to assume that's not her name.
No, but
Okay.
it's been a really long time since we've talked.
You must refer to me as this pale woman with gray hair tied back very tightly. Comes up in a small black dress that with a skirt that comes down to her ankles, and even it is doesn't leave a lot of room. Almost that hard to believe she could move quickly if she wanted to. She takes slight steps and wears these black high heels with these black rimmed glasses.
Kelly wants to run up and hug her.
Oh my.
I missed you.
What's happened to her?
What do you mean? What's happened to me?
Looking at all of you, and you see her when she speaks, you hear it in common.
She's currently split between her two extremes, and one of them emerges each morning, though we don't know which it'll be.
Oh,
They
okay.
had it's a deal they've made to try and come to an agreement on who they want to be.
Well, that's perfectly normal. Sounds like you're just growing up. It's so good to have you back and visit us.
It's nice to be appreciated by somebody in my hometown.
I'm very happy to see you.
I don't guess you've heard about my parents.
I am aware of your family situation, and I'm aware that you're aware. I thought you might be coming by.
Yeah. Oh, let me introduce you. This is Zav,
Hello.
and this is Liz.
Hi.
And she doesn't remember your name.
Well,
I think the other Kelly has it.
I don't know why I can't. I'm just a little
Miss Sophie.
confused. Miss Sophie, that's right. That's right. we had some questions, if you don't mind talking to us.
Always have time for a former worm.
Speaking of which, are the bookworms still, still a thing? Are they still doing stuff around?
Oh, we always have a new crew, you could say. And heard you had quite the adventures freelancing outside of the worms.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's a good group.
Just remember, if you ever wish to come back and be around and start solving, taking opportunity of what's here, the worms would have you back. We don't have an age limit or anything like that.
Well, that's really nice of you. And she looks at Zav and lies. Where do you guys want to start?
Probably with the address of the house.
Oh yeah, the letter. And she'll take out the letter that was received and hand it over. Oh wait, I don't have the letter because the lawyer took it.
No,
Didn't
they
he?
gave you the letter.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah. She takes it, and as she does, you see that there's like kind of the spark and burning of her skin. There's
What was that?
oh, just don't worry about that, dear. And she goes, no worries, and she like gets up like what essentially looks like things, long tongs to like how handle books, like where you didn't want to touch them, and she kind of grabs a piece of paper up, holds up to a light. Just all you need is the right tool.
Kelly is a little suspicious about that, and I think she's going to ask her a question to see if this is really her. Do you remember when I joined the Bookworms and everybody kind of mentioned the cool reasons they were here? Do you remember what I said? And if you don't remember, I can remind you.
Okay,
if
sure.
this is her.
She gives the correct answer. What is this? What would you say?
This is when you had gone around the room and everybody said, "Yeah, I had these amazing things," and got to Kelly and she said she had lip smacker.
That's right. Yes, I believe it was the smacking lip smacker, if I remember that
okay.
product.
That's right. So, yeah, this letter, we went to that house.
Let's see. Interesting. She kind of looks at you. She touches your hand a little bit. And she comes over to Lies and just lightly touches her on the nose, and you see the same kind of burning reaction. Touches Zav. Interesting. It does certainly seem like you've been to the house.
It's something in the house that is burning you?
Yes. We could say that.
So we're cursed.
Yeah. That would be you could definitely use that word.
Did it hurt when I hugged you?
No, you apparently seem to be untouched.
It was the other Kelly who went in.
Well, then it seems that whatever is keeping you split shielded one of you. Interesting.
What do you know?
that.
What do you know about this house?
Given you may keep that, dear, but I do have to say, first off, we do have visiting roses, so and she hands everybody a card that has a blue rose emblazoned on it.
Oh.
That card should give you access to B7 if you need it. Or anything.
Another level?
I don't know if I should have this. I kind of just showed up with them. I haven't been to the school or anything.
Well, but Zav is a part of the team. I mean, I think so anyway.
Well, it's really up to you. I'm not one to... Sorry, guys. 1 second. Hey, go. Kid crashed into a monitor. All right. Well, I suppose you decide how you feel carrying it, and that's up to you. All I know is I knew Kelly was inducted, and from all I can tell you is that blue roses grow around you.
Okay.
A few yellows in here. It's not good, but, well, can't be helped, I suppose.
But wait, what do you know about the yellow roses?
Why aren't they good?
Good question. Suppose it's how you think. Do you think things should have an end, or should they be able to go on? Yellow brings about the end. Its one job is to, well, and really they represent a force, something you wouldn't want to see, I think. They ultimately they're what consume and cause populations, people, and worlds. Or they seek to cause it, I should say, to devolve into nothingness, to kill each other, destroy each other. So, I suppose it's possible to say natural if you want to, though we would consider them very
What would it mean if someone was marked by the yellow rose?
That they wanted to keep an eye on you. That you were of interest or maybe even a threat. They wanted to know what you were doing and where you are. It's usually the ones who are marked.
So a threat to the yellow rose.
Or an interest. Maybe someone they'd like to recruit one day. One or the other. Sometimes the biggest threats are the ones you most want.
Before we continue on with the house, I also want to ask you about lies.
Is your friend here?
Yeah.
So you have a relationship with a death?
Well, lies used to possibly be from here.
Ah. Think from this realm itself.
Yeah.
Oh. Very interesting. And what is your question?
Well, she's been seeking answers, and I didn't know if you had any books here that could help her.
I suppose that's what question she's asking is the operative.
I think I'm hoping. Okay, I don't know how. So Liza's going to try to pass off to Kelly that she can't technically ask these questions. Her brother isn't. Yeah. So she's gonna be like,
yeah, and I don't think Kelly knows that, does she?
well, I mean, you do, but you at the same time don't realize it. I don't think because like it was all marked on the wall. And I was
Okay,
Liza was trying to tell you everything that was going on.
that's
So I don't
interesting.
know how much you actually are gonna catch on. So
Well, Kelly's personality is so sporadic that I might roll for it to see if she just keeps
I'm going
talking.
to try to do a performance to see if you even
Okay,
notice
okay.
what I'm doing.
Because you did start answering Liza's
Yeah.
questions, so it's a matter of if you manage to get to that part.
Yeah,
about
realistically, that's what I was saying. But you go ahead and roll performance.
Yeah, that's a 12.
What would I have to roll to get the? Would that be insight?
insight to try to interpret the performance.
I guess so.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, here we go.
Some
So I have
D&D
to roll
rolls.
at least a 12, I guess. Is that how that works? I roll at least a 12?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely do. That's a 14 on the dice plus 4. That's 18.
Okay.
So I think there's that moment where Kelly kind of has a flashback to the room she was in earlier and the story that was being told to her, and maybe is starting to semi put together some of these things. And when she sees Liza's look, maybe it would help if I. And she kind of she looks at the Miss Sophie and she says, I'm the one who's mostly curious anyway, and you know, I mean, I just kind of I know this is weird to say it in front of her and everything, but I'm really bad with tact, and I was trying to get her something for her birthday, and but there are several questions that I have.
Sure. Well, it's good to hear that you and the other one have something in common. But what is your question?
Well, my first question was, are you able to, or do we have books here that could tell us more about who Liza was?
And who she was.
Right. That's what I mean. Like maybe there's some type of spell or ritual or informational computer that,
Okay.
like fingerprint analysis, or
We don't have that here.
I know
Um,
science fiction, but I just thought maybe you had it.
you have spells that I know of magic that can make someone know themselves, but it is dangerous.
Dangerous to who?
Dangerous in many ways. First of all, it's dangerous to the person, as if you can't remember something without being different than when you had forgotten it. Sometimes those differences can create all types of unpleasantness and unpleasant things. Also, I'm not sure right now.
There might be
What?
another way.
Okay.
Do you have back issues of the Betty Burkhart comic book series? Preferably ones from circa a year ago?
They would actually be on the main level, or actually, well, the back ones would be archived at B1. But we can get those.
Okay. That might help. There's this character in those comic books who Liza reminds me of, and I just can never remember the character's name. And I thought maybe if I could make that connection, maybe it would help me. I don't know why, but it's just a thought.
He kind of takes out a book and starts just looking through a book a little bit as if she's searching. Oh, those would have to be viewed at B7, apparently.
Oh, perfect.
Interesting. Though they were. It's a bit of history, and well, you all have clearance. B7s and everything. But do not tell anyone you heard it here, please. Which is part of all of B7, frankly. Don't mention the library as your source of information, please.
Of course.
Thank you. We don't need to be noticed by those people. And one of those people is Elizabeth Burkhardt, who had offered a hefty donation to have all of these taken from the library.
You don't say.
And of course, we accepted, but we make a purpose to keep all books here. So especially when someone's interested in them not being around. And normally we wouldn't have access, not even as a bookworm, but as a B7. Well.
It feels good to be a B7. I have a B costume.
Oh, good for you. This would be marvelous. So is there anything else I can help you with?
Well, if all of the information about the house is in B7, the comic books are in B7. Zav, was there anything here?
We have some information on the house here.
Oh, you do?
Of course. Whenever it's been here, we've made sure to have information on it. Some elements of it certainly on B7 when it's been places other than here. And of course, I mean on this Earth in particular.
Great. Maybe we could look into that right now.
Yes. What I can tell you is it is kind of a living evil in of itself. It exists. There are many ways that beings have found their ways to get out of it and to come back into it. To use it as a source of power. It is very well believed to be the biggest gateway that the Yellow Rose has to get here and to exist. Almost like you can see its true face, it is said. I've never been. But that it will go to various worlds, planes, you could even say, and entice others to come.
The house is a gateway for Yellow Rose agents.
Hard to say entirely, but it's more like a doorway to whatever the Yellow Rose really is, to its stomach, where it likes to eat and digest. Or the house is that. Some think it's actually the stomach or the intestine.
What does it want?
I don't know. It's hard to fully know. Give you the relevant history we have on it. But as far as what it pretends to be here, again, I can send that down for you if you wish to go.
Have any bookworms ever been sent to the house before?
Not from us.
And I don't guess you know of any tips or weaknesses?
interesting. I would say I've known a few who have gone out, and much like all of you, it sounds like there is something important that your benefactors wish you to retrieve from this house. Just know you might even be able to get rid of the darkness that follows you now. But there will be other darkness that you find. The house starts wounding you from the moment you come in.
Yeah, that's, I think, been our experience so far. Who are they? And Kelly kind of points out a photograph on the wall of an all-girl band.
Oh, Cassie and the Cassettes, yes. They were quite the rage. It's another set of bookworms.
Really? I wish I could have been in a band of bookworms.
Oh, it wasn't so much that the bookworms weren't a band as there was a band and we made the bookworms.
Oh,
It was good. They got in many places and were able to take care of a lot of issues for us. Because, of course, the treaty and all, it's always trouble.
Lias, do you have any questions about the house?
About the house? No. But I do have a question. Have you ever heard of things called Dread Realms?
Oh, my. I have. But I don't make it my specialty.
Is there any books here?
That would all be in B7, yes.
Ah, perfect. Seems like all our answers are in one place, Kelly.
Yeah. B7. Or is it the We're B7s? Is it the We're B7s or is it the level B7?
It's level B7. I'm just, if you have access to the floor, I just call you B7s. It's my
I
little.
mean, I guess there is 7 of us if you count Careless.
That's right. There are. Maybe.
Ooh,
Maybe
just
the
let you know.
R7s?
I
Blue Rose 7.
believe, Mr. Seth was going to meet you, so I'm sure if you're going to be 7, he'll make his way.
Wait, Mr. Seth. Is that. I met him, right?
You did.
Okay, I thought so. Miss Sophie and Mr. Seth. I don't guess B7 has anything about the dietary habits of elves.
I wouldn't know. I don't go there much. Maybe.
What about hobbies of elves?
You are free to look. Once it comes out of, I guess you could say this realm. I don't make it my business.
Fair enough.
Mm. Kelly, maybe you can find her a help book to help Nayland learn something new, because she seems to always want to learn something new.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about getting her one of those, like maybe there's a puzzle game or something.
Well, what's one of
And-
your favorite hobbies?
My
That you
hobbies?
that you could introduce her to, that she could learn, and you guys could have something in common.
Well, my favorite hobby is helping people.
Is there a book on helping people?
Maybe in B7.
We did get those self-help books. There might have been a book there.
Yeah, maybe some type of team building books.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I can have Patrick Lencioni sent down to you. I mean his books.
Oh, okay. Great. Who's that?
Oh, it's good on teams.
That'll work. I think Nathan will like that.
She will definitely like that.
As for Sparkle, he likes
He likes adventures.
adventure stories.
He really liked Alice in the Wonderland.
You know what? That's right. There's so many good fairy tales too. I'll get some
Ooh.
before we go.
You should get your favorite fairy tale for him.
My favorite fairy tale?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your favorite fairy tale?
I don't know. What's yours?
Oh, well, I mean, this might sound silly because, when I was with Mother, I wasn't really a child, even though I was a child. You know what I mean? But her ideas of fairy tales were a little different. She told me about how she used to, be a queen in a castle until 7 monsters came and destroyed her family and took her castle away from her and took everything that she had built and ruined her love. And I think she says they put her where she is now.
7 monsters?
Yeah. She didn't really describe them more than calling them monsters. And I mean, she used a little more literal terms, but I don't like those words that she used.
I've never heard of that fairy tale, but maybe we'll find some others while we're here.
Yeah, it was her favorite one. She kept on telling me a lot.
Well, actually, maybe it's in B7.
Maybe.
Zap, did you have anything else you wanted to ask Miss Sophie?
No, I'm okay.
All right.
If you have any need books, they might be in B7.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
guess that's convenient. Seems like everything we need is there.
I think it's where they house all the
The
secret
good stuff.
the good stuff.
Secret mead? Why would you keep mead a secret?
I don't know.
It should be shared with everyone.
Why would you keep comic books a secret?
I think we know why.
Why?
Well, she just said Elizabeth Burkhart.
Oh, yeah. She's an interesting one.
Well, I mean, she's your girlfriend, right?
Yeah. The more I get to know her, she's very interesting.
All right. So, do we just take this to the elevator and it'll take us to B7?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's convenient.
Just go in.
All right. Kelly will head back to the elevator.
You all get in, the doors close once more, and the card gets a little warm, and a button appears on it that says B7.
We all become 7-year-olds.
You press the button.
Yes, I'm going to press that button.
Okay, tunk, tunk, and it like depresses into the card and lights up like just on this thing, and the elevator begins to move down.
Hopefully, it's not a trap.
That would be very convenient if it was.
Scene before you takes Killing Lies definitely takes you aback as you see spread out before you what looks like a perfect facsimile of the Blue Rose Tavern. There's even alcohol. The only difference is instead of the vast windows that would look out into almost nothingness, it's all of books.
Is anybody working there?
There seems to be nobody here at the moment.
And any alcohol, or is it just all books?
Oh, there's alcohol. It's the Blue Rose Tavern. They've got
Good stuff.
you got stuff. You see things in languages that you recognize, Draconic, and just these different ales, Dwarven, and there's Eberron mead and all types of.
Is there a bowl with a bunch of coins in it?
Is this something special? You just asking?
I just remembered way back in campaign 1 Thursdays when we went to the Blue Rose and there was a bowl with coins from different dimensions. I just wasn't sure if this was a similar looking.
Yes, that is
Okay.
there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess this is the place. I have no idea how we're supposed to find stuff, but I guess we just start looking.
How does that decimal system work of yours?
Well, if there's a Dewey Decimal System, usually there's like a Rolodex and a filing cabinet.
Where would those be kept?
Usually toward the front.
So let's go there.
We are there.
Is there one around us?
Look around. It's not so much like any type of filing system, it seems. In fact, looking, it looks like you're not sure this was ever organized.
Okay.
As much as things have been brought down. And even at one point, a little bell rings, and on one of the tables, 12 issues of the Burkhart comics appear.
Oh,
And you start to get the sense that possibly even Miss Sophie doesn't come in here. This is potentially just for Blue Rose, like extremely so.
nice. The comics.
Before Lias even goes to touch this, she's gonna look at her arms and go, "Are you there?"
Hey, brother.
Uh-huh.
His brother's there.
Alright. And be very careful and then go kind of look through the comics.
Yeah. Kelly wants to help looking for the exact dated issue from around the point that she had met Betty Burkhart.
So that would be the last issue of the Burkhart comics.
You just want us to jump to the end?
Well, this is the part of the story that I'm familiar with. And this is where I saw the girl from the back of the head that might have been you.
That's the end.
Yeah.
I guess it has information though.
I mean, if you wanted to read them in order, I can just look at this one and I mean, I just wanted to help you find out. It's up to you.
No, we're here now. Let's do it.
All right. So she will flip open the page.
And Liza instantly points to, what was her name? Starting with an E.
Eleanor?
Was it Eleanor? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Molly's
Evie?
other character?
Yeah, that's Eleanor.
Eleanor. Okay, yeah. She'll point at her and go, "Is that me?"
No. Wow, that's actually Eleanor.
Who's Eleanor?
You remember what I told you I knew a werewolf?
Uh-huh.
That's Eleanor.
Okay.
So Matt, is this a comic that shows similar events to the last episode of Masks?
Kelly, looking at this, it is similar. It shows some of these events, but there are distinct changes.
Okay.
For one, Kelly's not in it.
Right.
You look, and there's a character named Brad.
That makes sense, though. Well, actually, then Eleanor's probably not in it either.
There is a there is someone who looks like Eleanor, but it looks like Aileen. Like Kelly's been totally taken out of it.
Yeah.
But the other one is a little bit more like it. And then you see something that looks a little bit more like Eleanor. Whether it has to do with just like, your parents or whatever, you're not sure. But so roughly, yes. The demon summoning, these types of events. And the names that are correct are the superhero names. These are known names because these are more like dramatizations of true events is the idea of the books. So for the most part, yeah, those are. And there is the character that gives up and goes into the dimension with the organizer.
I feel like this is Lai's scene, so I'm gonna let you have it.
So those lies, I guess, we'll be flipping through this book, seeing that, and then seeing, I think, besides Betty, and then I think Erica comes to it because she sees her in the series, and that was her best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first memory that came to her, was her and Erica. And then she then sees Coda, which just, I think, instantly starts reconnecting things slowly. As I move forward, it's going to be the organizer part that the worm didn't want me to see before. Is he ready to let me, brother?
Right now, I would say Brothers sort of is taken back. It could be that there's not much he could do to stop this at this point.
Okay. So yeah, as I think Liz then sees coming onto herself and then seeing the kiss between her and Betty, I think that right there clicks in her head a little more, as then she sees both her and this organizer. Now, how close is his depiction to what she saw in the Shadow Realm?
I think one thing, and Liz does see Betty kiss everyone.
Yeah, she sees that, but how close is the organizer to what she saw in her life?
When she was with Mother? Or
Yeah, like when he was around that area, does he look like what he looks like in the comic?
You look, in the comic, he has a suit and looks mostly human except for these horns. But I guess we're gonna go ahead and give this a wisdom save with disadvantage because of brother. See if you can break through it.
Can I give a bardic since I'm helping?
Yes.
Wisdom save at disadvantage. Your bardic's a d6.
My bardic is
A level
A
4, I
D6.
believe so. Yeah.
So that is going to be a 15.
Push. And especially the horns. You see the similarities. And you instantly know that this is the same creature.
At that moment, I think Elias drops the comic as tears and anger come across her face. And you watch as this bottle on the wall.
You cut off
Hang-
there for a second.
Oh, Eldridge blasts at the closest bottle on the wall as the comic drops, and tears and anger come across her face. And she goes, "It was him.
What?
He did this.
Who did what?
The organizer. That guy.
I know who the organizer is.
He did it. He made me he's the reason where I went. He's also the reason why I died."
Oh. Kelly looks at the comic. Does the organizer have both horns?
Two.
Oh. Lies?
Yes.
I think it might be kind of my fault.
Why?
Well, we gave the organizer his other horn.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's why he was powerful enough to.
you didn't know that was gonna happen.
No, but
I mean,
did.
remember,
But I knew he was bad, and I did it to save myself.
when I saw Coda, my friend, he said my parents made a deal before I was born for money. I think that's why mother got me. I think that's who they made a deal with. So I think my fate was set before the organizer. I think what he did to me while I was there was just more his revenge for me locking him away. I don't think it was your fault, Kelly. I think that was more of fate playing a bigger role than we all had to choose. Like the Blue Rose said, there's moments that we have to let happen. Or do we?
What do you mean?
We're the Blue Rose, right?
Yeah?
What if we went back to that day?
You mean back To the day he did that?
No, back to the day that you gave him the horn back. Or back to the day you found out the horn ever existed. And we destroyed it. Right then and there. What would that alter?
Just me.
I mean,
But I'd do it for you.
I mean, how would that change if you never came in contact with it?
No, it was changing me.
But I'm saying before you got the horn, before you ever came in contact with it, and we go back and find the horn first and destroy it.
I don't know if we ever found out how the horn. Well, I mean, the only other horn we knew of was the one that my friend's aunt had, and I don't know how she got hers. But he already had one of the horns.
Didn't out of saying we fight the female for the horn in a battle of the bands? Because Kelly sang, I thought.
I think we did the
Yeah, sing
volleyball
off.
match.
You
No,
got
that
you
was
got
the
the
organ.
horn. You got the horn from
From
the
the
singing contest.
Yeah, from the sing off with the lady. The devil lady.
Devil.
Just
Okay.
remember the seductress, the not seductress, but the siren. The
Yeah,
music.
Okay.
Misty?
Yeah. Okay, so she got the horn from that.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, now
But
that's
that was when she came into contact with it, right?
That's what I'm saying. Now, if we went back and got before you even came in contact with her and that horn, is what Lies is trying to imply.
I mean, it would alter a lot of things. Yes.
It would.
But
I thought
It-
you guys were supposed to only fix like the aftermath of things, like
Oh.
the people that got hurt after something major happened and were just like forgotten.
that was major.
I mean, a lot of people got hurt.
And above table, Kelly would know. She's not going to share this because of who she is right now, but she would know that if they did go back and prevent that horn from being taken, that she never would have been sent to the port city.
Right.
Which
Oh, yeah.
means she never would have been inducted into the Blue Rose.
There's a lot of rewinding time
Yeah.
that would happen if that.
She knows
actually
all
came
of that
about.
would happen, but she's not going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can do that. Yeah.
Really? I mean, I don't want to like make it bad about me, but like, I don't know.
It's your life, though. I mean, that's a perfectly normal request.
and
Do you remember your other name?
she's gonna scan through the comic book, and you said it only referred to her as her superhero name, right?
Yeah, these would never have the secret identities.
Yeah. It only says Harlot Dusk.
Harlot Dusk.
I mean, that's closer to what I had.
That's a pretty cool name.
That's a cool name, huh?
Would you prefer to be called that or Lies?
I mean, Liza is my name now. And I
Okay.
don't think Mother would be happy if I took another name.
Wait, your name was Harlot Dusk?
At least in the comic book. I was a superhero. Look.
What it means is we can go to a comic book shop and ask a bunch of trivia about Harlot Dusk.
But isn't that word bad?
Is it?
What word?
Harlot.
Maybe I was a bad girl. I don't know, or maybe I was just a badass.
I feel like we've been waiting almost a year for that joke. All right.
Oh my
What else? Well, we found these. What are you guys looking for?
Well, there's the house stuff, obviously. Mr. Seth is supposed to be bringing something, and also we were looking for the yellow rose, right? The stuff on the yellow rose.
I discarded you everything you find in the house.
Oh, okay.
And I think with that, let's go ahead and take our 15-minute break.
Nice.
If you're talking to us, I can't hear you.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Your gate is so strong.
All right. So, what we'd like to do?
They said that basically. Actually, did they say that? They said they'd sent people to the house, but I don't remember if did those people come back or no?
No, they said they had never sent people to the house.
Oh, okay. But were there others like us that had kind of been there and then come looking and asking questions, or?
It seemed, I mean, she had said that people had come in, come out, that there are those who figured out ways to be outside of the house and different stuff.
But there was no like documentation as to like what they did to be able to come and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the feeling you got, I think, for the most part from her was it being an extra dimensional threat. It wasn't under her purview. It kind of fell more to
Gotcha.
things like the Blue Rose. And so there's like some information that you're able to get here. And most of what she has for you here is more of like the rumors about the house, things about how it existed here.
Got it. Oh, that's right. And then we were talking about what would potentially change if we were going back. Guys, I wasn't part of the school, so I don't know the rules they set out for you. But what you all explained to me was that you're supposed to clean up messes of adventurers after the fact without changing what the adventurers did. Wouldn't stopping the horn from getting to that demon be changing what the adventurers did?
All right. Josh and Jack, you back?
I didn't realize I was muted.
Same. Same.
So what I was saying just then was it sounded more like the Blue Rose gave us a license to interpret because we never actually graduated.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we were attacked.
We're kind of like all that's really left of the school. And they kind of
Well-
told us that if when we're ready, we could go to the new Blue Rose and it'll be waiting for us. So, and everything that we've done will be set in time.
Basically. And also, I don't know if they said we can't change what other adventurers did. I mean, it sounded more like a balancing. So how can you balance without making changes?
I mean,
Yeah, ultimately, one thing is like typically the Blue Rose never talk to you about going back in time. This is new. And so you got the idea of wherever you were put by Sephora, she put you into something that they never talked about.
Oh. Yeah, so time travel is new to us. How would we even
Yeah, I
do that,
mean-
Lies?
do what?
I mean, you wanted to go back and try to take this horn, but how would we do that?
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe there's a book about it here.
Oh, yeah, books. We should probably find some more books while we're here. You remember, you have to grab those couple books for Sparkle and Nailen.
Well, Sparkle's books will be upstairs. Nalen's might be down here.
Zab, is there anything you want to look for?
I guess I wouldn't mind finding out some more recipes for mead. But I'm out of ingredients. We drank the last of what I had ready.
All right, so let's take a look around.
All right. There's pretty much every alcohol you could think of here.
I'm looking for like recipe books, not.
Okay.
So I don't know what I have to roll to try and find one in this unorganized chaos.
So you're looking for a mead recipe book?
I suppose, or that and probably medicinal texts to see if I can't start fusing them together.
Okay, yeah, give me an investigation check.
$13.
Like looking here and around, there is I think you begin to find information that looks like a medicinal alcohol that could try to fuse the things together. Trying to brew alcohols that could have extra properties that could be helpful. Especially a lot that have like ideas from different planes and some type of fermented troll blood here and some other stuff.
Lives is also going to start searching around, looking for a book on the Shadow Realms, Dread Realms.
Okay, very good. Specifically there, make an investigation check.
That will be a dirty 20.
Nice. All right. Then, I think the information you start to understand is that there are the Shadowlands and the Shadowfell. Shadowfell, which is the reign of gods of death, most widely known as the Raven Queen, though that varies a little. It seems that depending where you're from, that plane can get a little stranger to you. However, at the same time, as you are peering through it, there are pockets. This idea of people who might be imprisoned or kept, protected. It's hard to, people seem to disagree on what. And these are commonly referred to as dark domains and are said to exist in a type of mist within these shadow worlds. There's a few things about people who've learned how to travel the mists, but without the proper knowledge, it is very hard to get through different mists. And whoever the main prisoner is of every domain seems to have absolute authority in that, including who can leave. That is a very dire prospect, and typically those who would be put into it have had to commit something to make them noticed by what's commonly referred to just as dark powers. That some evil exists that finds those who particularly are awful like collector's items, and somehow not only wants to preserve them, but preserve people with them to constantly suffer their atrocities for eternity.
After reading all this, Lies is gonna kind of in her head go, "See, brother, I'm still helping Mother's plan. We're getting closer."
Kelly will look for a phone.
There would be no phone here.
Okay. Okay. She'll do that in a minute then. She'll spend some time. She looks for books on how to dispel simulacrum.
Okay. When you Okay. Yeah, give me a investigation check.
Okay. Let's see
Kelly, you got this.
that.
So you get Bardic Inspiration.
All right. That is a nat 20 plus a 3 plus a 2. So that is a 25 from a nat 20.
Nice. Then moving through here and looking at the various books. You see the most ideas of simulacrum is they're not something that really is dispellable, but like other things, they are killable. And it is much the same as one would kill. In fact, simulacrum are creatures. They're created beings. They have their own consciousness. For all rights and purposes, they are everything the other person was. The person was that was from them. And they can be killed like anything else.
Beyond killing them, is there any other way to get rid of them?
There doesn't seem to be anything. There's nothing like being able to easily destroy them or make them vanish. I mean, other than what you would do to get rid of anybody else.
Okay. And she spends the rest of her time down here just picking up whatever books she can on elf hobbies.
Elf hobbies. Very nice. Yeah, you can decide what you get on that. What will
Okay.
help. I think that works for me.
Elf hobbies.
All right. Does everybody find what they need?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought Mr. Seth was going to be here, but I guess maybe she meant upstairs.
I think at this point, the elevator dings here. So it does, and you see pale gray skin of Mr. Seth, who looks about 27 years old, just like he did the last time you saw him. In this very nice black suit with a bright blue undershirt and a bolo tie. Ah, thorns. I have not seen a thorn in a very, very long time. Just, and Kelly, I know you, but to the rest of you, welcome to, well, B7.
Thank you. You're Mr. Seth?
Indeed.
So you're a rose also?
Oh no, not at all. I keep this library in the town for the most part to just make sure everything works here. Philanthropist, you could say.
Oh, I thought only roses were allowed since Miss Sophie didn't come down.
Right, of course. You could kind of think through that. As, I guess, keeper, I'm allowed on all levels. Is the best way to, I guess, say that. And I, in particular, have interest in the bookworms of the area. Guildford's an interesting place, I guess you could say, and it takes a good amount of admin and looking after, and I'm happy to see to it that it gets what it needs, which has made it a appropriate place for the Roses to keep their little tavern here.
Well, do you need me to do like a guest speaker for the up and coming
Worms?
Brookworms?
That is interesting. It would be great to have like an alumni. I mean, a lot of them are dead, but those living, that would be a interesting thing indeed. I'll think about it. What I wanted to talk to you about, Kelly, and all of you, I guess. Just well, there's no easy way to say this, but I'm going to have to revoke protection of the bookworm from you, Kelly. Just for a certain amount of time until the person trying to kill you has their chance.
What?
Someone's trying to kill her.
What person? What are you talking about?
Well, there was an individual who was doing something down in Athens, where you recently were, and you were involved in harming some police officers and police equipment,
Well,
and
wait,
a convenience store.
no,
And
no, that was the other Kelly.
oh, I see.
Yeah, she's at her house.
No. That was not the simulacrum, Kelly. I know that. I'm aware of that, of course, as well. Everyone has to register who falls under certain categories. So, it was that body, Kelly, that you are currently in, and whatever you need to work out with yourself to come to a catharsis is up to you. However, the individual had recognized you and wanted to see exactly what you were up to. And since you came here, them and I have had a conversation. And of course, you're not under bookworm business. You're under Rose business. And Rose does not carry with it any protections under me.
Well, wait a minute. What about all the work I put in at the bookworms?
Oh, of course. As soon as this person has had their chance to kill you, all that will be back together.
Wait, was it the speedy one that ran off?
I'm not at liberty to say. But
they can talk to you and say, hey, you need to back off so I can try and kill this person.
oh, they just made an official inquiry, and of course there's no fight in library grounds. That's the thing. And oh, by the way, as long as you in Guildford, you are also off limits. But outside of Guildford, these things aren't allowed to happen in Guildford.
So you're saying that you can't tell me who's after me, but you were able to tell them who I was?
Well, no, they identified you, of course.
Well, what if we identify them?
I mean, then you would have identified them. I mean, I didn't say, oh, that's right. They simply put you and said that, and I informed them that if there
but
was
they-
someone like that under my protection, I would inform them they wouldn't be.
But they
after
knew-
skill display.
They knew I was a bookworm.
Yes, there is a list that goes out of those who are under my protection, especially within this state. I mean, just like your little travels.
Well, I don't know what I did.
before to the coast.
I don't understand what I did wrong. I mean, I didn't do anything that deserves killing.
Well, that's between you and them. This is not a punishment from me, Kelly. You just violated the rules.
Well, I didn't know about that rule. What rule? What rule did I violate? That's what I'm saying. I don't think I violated a rule.
You interfered with another's territory.
Another's territory.
Indeed. Listen, the point being is that if you think that simply robbing a convenience store is something that we wouldn't consider a violation of our protection,
I
guess I can't help you.
I am completely on your side, Mr. Seth, about that whole thing. If it were up to me, that never would have happened.
I see.
The other Kelly, she's been going through a lot. She found out her boyfriend was cheating on her, and then she kind of went a little off the rails. And then she was trying to surrender herself, but that went kind of poorly. But I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I wasn't consciously doing anything. I was just a passenger, you know? So if they kill me, that doesn't seem very fair.
Yes, Miss Sophie talked about your situation. Well,
I have a solution.
mhm.
What if you and I did something and made me the permanent Kelly?
I do not get myself involved in these things. Whichever one of you were... Listen, my understanding from Miss Sophie was that you two were trying to reach an agreement.
We are. But if she's about to be killed, that means both of us would be killed.
Well, suppose if you're saying there's extenuating circumstances, I could permit them to kill your friends. However, here's the thing: if you involve yourself and defend them in any way, you would forfeit this protection.
Oh, they're after everybody?
Oh, yes.
Oh. Well, that changes things.
Let
Well-
him come, Kelly.
Well, thanks for at least telling us, Mr. Seth.
Yes. And like I said, well, if you do wish to entreat with them, I have arranged for them to be at the Whistle Stop Cafe by my request. They are to remain there for the next 24 hours. And they will respect this.
So we can talk it out.
You can, or knowing that they're there for 24 hours, you can get a head start. Whichever one you wish to do is up to you.
Okay.
But that is a rule. But remember, and I can't stress this enough, there will be no shenanigans in Guildford.
Right. No shenanigans in Guildford.
As you are under my protection, so are they.
Okay.
All right. So, Um, finding everything all right?
I think so.
Good. Well, it was very nice to meet some thorns. It's always good, especially given the, I guess, strange state the rose finds itself in lately. It's very odd. Then I guess I'll take my leave. I have much to do. And he goes back, and you can tell that the elevator goes down.
Okay. Were we supposed to look for yellow rose stuff here?
I mean, we could. I don't know if we'll find anything, though.
Well, we might as well look since we're here.
What was the name of the cafe?
Whistle stop.
So there's no other people actually on the level right now. It's just us walking around.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Noted.
Well, after we get everything we need from here, it might be a good idea to go to the whistle stop.
I mean, at least we'd know who's trying to kill us.
Yeah. And if they're going to attack, you know,
I feel like it had to have been that speedy cop that got away.
that's what I think too.
But does that mean that people here actually have superpowers?
I had
Like in that
superpowers.
comic?
I was that comic, Zab.
Wait, what were your powers?
Obviously, whatever she has in the comic.
Well, I can't read English.
Let me look. I'll go
You
through it.
you can read in the tavern.
Oh,
See? But if you read through it, you'd find out she had telekinesis. She could go through walls, like phase through walls and objects, and she could wipe people's minds. And, yep. And super strength.
All right. Well, I'm gonna-
Seth did say how you crossed over into the other territory. When we battled the organizer, was that not in your territory?
my territory? His territory?
Yeah, yours. Because
My,
Seth said the guy's after you because you crossed into other people's territory.
I mean, it definitely wouldn't have been our territory because that was on the West Coast.
So then that's probably why that so it probably is the speedster.
Unless it is the organizer.
No, I think he's still trapped in my home. I think.
Well, I'd like to get whatever we can on the yellow rose, and if you are up to it, I wouldn't mind checking out these people that are following us to get a read on them, and maybe we can even resolve it. Maybe they'll understand it was just a misunderstanding, and that we won't do it again.
Right. Trying to look here about the yellow rose. The most you find are just references to sometimes it's referred to as the embodiment or the tracks of this force that is about devouring hope and love. And you get a little bit of the foundations again of how the celebration of that every world seems to land upon a celebration of love and light within the darkest month. And it is within the darkness, it is as though the Yellow Rose causes the darkness in people's souls. And it is rumored that all these, if you took all the days, they would all line up together as the founding of the Blue Rose. Of this time when darkness was actually put on its back heel in the universe. The idea was once the corruption devouring was the dominant force. And as it became less dominant, as the Blue Rose was birthed, that's a little bit when it took its yellow rose as a color to try to spread this idea of the destruction, of hope, of callousness, of antipathy.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to grab down here before we go?
Yeah, one thing, and I go and I grab the. How big is the thing of Eberron mead?
Oh, Eberron mead is like I'll say 18 by 17 inch codex.
What does that mean? What is an 18 by 17 inch codex?
I think this time you wanted the bottle, not the book.
Oh, you wanted the bottle this time?
Wait, there was a book also?
Yep.
You get the Eberron mead bottle. Yeah.
All right. Lies?
Huh.
Anything you wanted?
Oh, and she is.
You cut out, Chess. Oh, yeah.
Oop.
There you go. Cut out on us. Back at Josh. All right.
All right. I do know that when we go back upstairs, Kelly is going to grab that red phone that's in the back of the B2 room.
Yep.
This time she's going to purposely dial out for her mother's office.
Okay.
Using the direct line.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, it rings. And I would say even no, yeah, can you definitely do this? So you know how to call here and goes oh, hello, Relics and Rarities.
Is that her voice?
Yeah.
Mom?
Kelly, darling. Oh, How are you doing?
Great. I just wanted to call and say hi.
Good, 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 good. I mean, I must have to say, I didn't get a chance to thank you for that marvelous lunch yesterday. You were just so kind and sweet to surprise me, and it was delicious, and you are a treat.
What was your favorite part?
I think the rose sorbet in particular was marvelous. So good for you to finding that little shop. You're so, so clever and industrious. Always were.
Yeah. You don't think I've been kind of off lately?
Off? I don't know
Like-
how you would say.
Like for the last year?
No, I mean, you got your life together after that gap that you took, and we're ready to get down to the grindstone and make things happen. I mean, why do you feel like those traveling instincts are coming back? I really hope not. You're on the council. You've got such a life here in Guildford. I do hope that's not why you asked me to lunch. You were trying to talk to me about it.
No. I was just curious if it's been a good year.
It's marvelous. I mean, you're you've achieved so much in so little, and the connections. And, I mean, you're
Yeah,
doing our
but-
family name well.
But before that, I mean, I achieved a lot of things too, right?
Yes, honey, you have always done great at everything you've set your mind to.
Like what?
Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. If that means lost the other day, I do have work to catch up on. But I mean, quickly, I achieved great things. You were, remember, everyone seemed to like you in high school, and even on that trip that you did, you found what you were looking for, right? And so,
Yeah. I don't want to keep you. That I very much enjoyed lunch too.
I hope so. And well, hope one of these times you'll give me a little bit of announcement of you and Fred. But anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
Fred?
Ta-ta.
Okay.
Click.
Fred. So then she'll leave. All right, you two. You ready?
Are we gonna go to
The whistle. Yeah,
the whistle stop?
I think so.
Okay.
All right. Is that in Guildford or is that in Athens?
Guildford.
Okay. Yeah, I know where it is. And oh yeah, and so on our way out, she will pick up some fairy tale books for Sparkle as well.
Nice.
So she gets everything from Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Hansel and Gretel, all sorts of things. The Three Little Pigs. So yeah, she gets all that.
I forgot to
then
tell
we'll-
you, Kelly, you have to redo Sparkle every night now.
What?
You have to read the Sparkle every night now.
Oh, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
Wait, why?
Because Sparkle can't read English.
You know, fairy tales are a great way to learn English.
You could teach him.
Yeah. Oh, he'll like this one, Little Red Riding Hood. Okay. So I'm going to crank up that engine.
All right. You pull out. The Wistop Cafe is actually hardly any distance. It's like almost one lot over, maybe two, as you pull in. It's very close to the train tracks that run right through Guilford. And entering in, you see various people here. You can go ahead and order coffee and some lemon cake or the like. As you look around, you see a woman in the corner at a kind of like the table has like a circular cushion around it where it could seat many people, and she's sitting by herself. She has a to-go mug in front of her. She wears a red leather jacket, bright red lipstick, very pale skin, and these dark sunglasses. She has raven black hair. But you can see her head kind of turns towards you, Kelly, and your friends, and she kind of gestures to the seats around her.
Does she look familiar, like one of the police?
Give me the 2d6.
Okay. 6 and 6.
Okay.
12.
You can just recognize the bottom of her jaw because she does have this kind of different makeup on there as the woman who ran away. The police issue.
So Kelly will definitely whisper to the others, "That's definitely her. The running lady. I recognize her jaw." And will lead us to the table.
Well, welcome. I extend all courtesies to you.
We thank you for that.
Good.
I'm Kelly.
Good to know.
And you are?
Not important, but this will be hard. Call me Fee.
Fee. Okay. Should we get breakfast?
You can eat whatever you want. Doesn't bother me.
All right. She sits down at the booth.
Mm-hmm. So, you obviously have talked to Mr. Seth.
Well, I thought we could get to know each other first, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Guilford, actually.
Me too. Did you go to Guilford High?
Yes. I think before you, though. I don't remember you.
I was with class of I don't remember when.
I was just before that and graduated. Yes. No,
Were you in any clubs?
I was in the Bookworms at one point.
Wow, really? You might have been in the group right before us.
It is very possible. I'm not sure exactly. I was in Bookworms, and I became a police officer. And then, well, let's just say I was recruited for another organization that we will not be talking about.
Do you play any instruments?
Saxophone. How about you?
Not really. I was curious if you were ever in a band called Cassie and the Cassettes.
No. Though I remember them. Amazing band.
Wish I would have heard them.
I'm sure you can find. I'm sure somebody has it in some attic.
Did you have a band?
I was in the Guilford band.
Oh, the marching band?
Yeah, marching band and jazz band. I did the theater band as well when the musicals would come around. March on the 4th of July.
I weren't sure if you were in the 8 tracks or not. But that clears that up. Anyway, yeah, I did mostly sports. But yeah, that's really cool that we're both from the same town. I mean, I feel like we're kind of like a part of a community, right? I mean, you and me, we're both former bookworms. We both grew up in Guilford. We probably solved similar cases.
Yes.
So there's really no reason why we can't be friends.
Except you are using your gifts inappropriately.
I know. I actually agree with you. I have a weird condition. It's like I'm two people.
I don't care. Do you know how many beings have weird conditions they have to control?
No, well,
You
actually,
are still responsible. I don't care if you're Jekyll and Hyde insanity. Jekyll is responsible for Hyde, and Hyde is responsible for Jekyll. And which one you fall under is of no mind of mine. You must figure out how to keep it in check.
okay.
As well as your other friends here are just as guilty as you.
Of what exactly?
You took an entire case of drinks and put it on your RV.
That was Kelly's fault.
Who picked it up?
No, you don't understand.
I'm sorry, is being able to lift heavy things really a gift that people in this world don't have?
It is not overly common.
I told them a lie about what was acceptable and what wasn't. So it's really my fault alone.
That is acceptable. Very much so, actually. But then you would have to accept punishment.
And what would that be?
Up to and including death.
Up to and including death. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to let you kill my friend.
Well, wait. I mean, I completely accept that what I did was wrong.
Mhm.
But I didn't kill anybody.
Let me be clear. Where you were, we have strict rules. And some of that is very clear. 1, you make yourself known to those in charge when you enter, which you did not. Fine. We usually don't kill people for that. However, you used extra abilities, supernatural. You created fire.
You can't create fire in this world.
Not by clicking, not normal people can't.
I think I understand what you're saying.
You don't have lighters? That's one click.
No, what she's saying is, people don't use the types of magics that were being used when I was being arrested.
Nobody saw Sparkle. Sparkle was on the roof.
Well, I don't think she said sparkle, Zav.
Point
And
is
people
magic
could run
was
as fast as
used.
you.
Super strength was used. I did it because my life was in danger. So,
In front of your other officers. You're just as guilty as us.
you had already taken care of them. But it's not here nor there. Besides,
And where are your rules posted? When we got here, nothing showed up in our view saying, "Hey, report here."
I'm
How
sorry,
is
but
anybody supposed to know?
in the rules, it's very clear that ignorance is not an excuse.
Yeah, again, rules that none of us have seen. What organization that you work for?
I want to be
that
very
you can-
clear. You were escorted by someone under protection of Mr. Seth. We have brought this up. And he says you are not acting within his instructions. If Mr. Seth did not educate you on these things, it's not my problem. Nor is it the problem of the one whom I represent. Now,
Sounds like who you represent is a tyrant.
Well,
that's
Not
not
a
that's
separate
that's
tyrants.
that's not untrue. And that's not untrue at all. In many ways they are a tyrant. You're right. Now, but you've messed with a tyrant. And you broke the law, which is what I'm more concerned about.
Can I know you don't care about these things, but can I try to give some context?
I wouldn't say I don't care. I may not care, but I'm not going to decide ahead of time. Go ahead.
Okay. So, my my friends and I, you're right, we weren't acting under official business of Mr. Seth or the Bookworms. But we were here to help with an issue. Are you familiar with the house in Athens?
I am.
Well, that's what we were sent to deal with. And
Let's see.
what we went there, one of us got sucked out, and the others, we went after them, and we found ourselves thrown out of the house. And when we did, I think we were marked by this house, and it did things to us, which led to a lot of the incidents you're now talking about. And I'm not saying this as an excuse. All I'm saying is, you're right. People shouldn't be using powers for breaking the law. I'm completely on board with that. And I'm also on board to accept punishment for it. But I don't know if death is the suitable. I mean, I'm not unreasonable.
Well, within the territory, there aren't many rules, but they do all include the penalty of death. However, we're not fans of the house. And all of you would obviously be a problem. if you're able to make the house move away from Athens, then I will say you have paid recompense for your infractions. For the one I represent, would love to be rid of that thing.
And who is that exactly? What is this authority that we're supposed to just bend the knee to?
You don't need to bend the knee to anybody. We'll just chop them off.
Because I don't suffer tyrants. So why doesn't he come? Why don't they come talk to us and tell us how we've been such bad people?
Because I'm your caseworker.
And yet you ran like a coward.
Oh, indeed. I had to know more about you. Wasn't sure what you were capable of if you were murderers. This wasn't very clear. Believe me, that we each survive is of the utmost importance.
I think the arrangement you're proposing makes sense because we do intend to go back to the house, and either the house kills me and then I die and therefore pay the punishment that you were sent here to deal, or we are able to move this house away, which I think would be wonderful, and we are also relieved. So I think we're kind of on the same side when you think about it like that.
Indeed. We can be on the same side this time, I believe. Just please, so that you are clear. Any use of power that is not common among this world is forbidden where others can see or find evidence. You will keep the illusion that the supernatural doesn't exist.
There's nothing supernatural about lifting heavy things. It's called progressive overload. Anybody can do it.
No, they can't.
We have been duly warned.
Besides, we know that your is not a natural strength. So,
What are you calling me, a freak?
saying you are not natural to this world.
I'm gonna try to get the waitress. Can I get a coffee?
Eventually bring one over.
Yeah, Kelly feels like she's at like a Thanksgiving dinner all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was kind of all tense. She's like,
She is trying her hardest to. Lies, why don't you tell us more about that thing you were telling us about the other day?
Which thing?
The thing, the happy thing.
yes. Oh, they're going, particularly you, if you get arrested and they think you don't have a pulse. Seriously.
And I just don't get arrested.
Right. You also don't harm my partners.
I think that's fair.
None of your partners are dead.
I said harm, not kill.
You
You
did.
can't just go around being violent and not listening to the authorities.
In reality is they didn't deserve that. They were just, responding to an emergency situation, and this is really good coffee.
Indeed. Well. So what is this amazing thing you were thinking about, Lies? Please entertain me with your wondrous life.
Why? You haven't even told us your name.
She said
Then leave my... You know what? I'll leave the table.
oh,
Goodbye.
Fee, no, Fee, sit down. Fee.
She gets up and goes. That was the last with her. She moves to the bar and keeps drinking her
Sav.
drink.
We have to.
We
I
don't.
know that.
We already got the quote unquote consequences of our actions speech. I don't need to be sitting here with somebody that's not even willing to give us their name. Cowardice is what that's called. Hiding in the shadows. And then not telling us who the organization is that supposedly we were to report to. I don't report to anybody.
But she wasn't telling us to report to them.
She said that because we didn't, that when people show up, you're supposed to report
Oh,
to them.
no. I think she was talking to me. I think she was saying that when I entered, I should have identified myself as a bookworm. Which I think is technically true.
To who? Who were you supposed to report that to?
Probably
In
the
Athens.
lawyer. Probably the lawyer.
So he's part of the corrupt organization.
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really considered myself a part of the bookworms in a long time, but to
From
be
what you
fair,
said, you thought you were kicked out
well, I mean, not
until we
kicked
got back
out,
to the library. Well,
but
graduated, whatever you want to call
well,
it.
not even really that. I just kind of stopped showing up. And to be fair, I mean, it could be like that there was something in the contract about it, but I was like 16 when I signed up, so I don't
Is
know.
that even legal?
I'm sure it is.
You're human, right? What age are humans considered adults?
I don't know.
You don't know what. What do you mean you don't know what age humans are considered adults?
I mean, I think that varies from individual to individual and state to state.
Because, like orcs, we aren't seen as grown until we've seen 12 summers.
Right. But I don't know what Ohio law says in 1980 whatever about this topic. I mean, I was babysitting kids when I was 12, but I have a feeling that in 20 years that's going to be insane.
All right. Then where to?
Anything else anybody wants to see in Guildford? Because I don't have anything other than to go back to Athens.
All right. And we can end for tonight, and we'll call it back to Athens / if anybody had something they wanted to do when the other
Cool.
players come back.
Makes sense.
So we're watching. Thank you so much. We'll come back. Sounds like we're getting back into the house soon. And,
Yep.
it'll be good. We're glad to happen. See y'all then.